Welcome back to Antimatter Chemistry, everyone. Today we're going to be getting on with a few things. First of all, I'm going to upgrade this cobblestone generator. I went and generated some diamonds with lots and lots of stacks of carbon. Carbon, I chose to use sucrose, which came from sugarcane. You can use cellulose, I suppose, as well. Yep, cellulose works perfectly fine. So either one of those is fine. You get lots of hydrogen and oxygen. Hydrogen's in here, oxygen's in here, and you can put two hoppers to make water if you want to. You can also, as the commenters suggested, use hydrogen for furnace fuel, but the only problem is its burn time is 20 ticks. So you would need to feed in an awful lot of hydrogen, but it does work. You know, you can just put it in here. That will work perfectly fine. As soon as that gets through, you'll see it starts using this up really quickly. Or not. When those flames go down, it'll start using that up really quickly. Same thing's true in here. Only thing is, I prefer to use planks. It's probably the sort of best long-term burn option I have at the moment, but we'll get to that later. There it is, starting to generate that and use that pretty quickly. So, yeah, I mean, you can put whatever you'd like in here. I've just got to put planks in there, and it works perfectly well, considering all I need to do to refuel that is go down and hit that tree, which I'll just do now, just to briefly catch up on last episode. And yes, I put a little stair step here because if we ore excavate from around about here, it basically wipes out the entire tree at once, rather than you know, when you're in the middle of saying something, it needed to be one further up. I was close. All right, stop pointing and laughing. I was close. I'm going to have to go up there later. Fine. Anyway, getting on with today's episode. We need diamonds, we need zinc, and we need our previous cobblestone generator. So diamonds are going to be straightforward. We're going to put that down, and then the whole stack of zinc, and we get the diamond tier. Cool, that's that quest done, and we're going to get 4 diamond level upgrades, which is useful, but I'm not going to worry about it yet. I don't need those. Next tier is the blaze rod tier. We need some thallium, which we've been getting as well, and we just need some blaze powder for that. Now, blaze powder is relatively simple to make. It is germanium, which we got from the nether wart, which I'll talk about in a second, carbon, which you know about, sulfur, which you know about. Nether wart. Last episode I said nether wart needs darkness, and then was surprised when it didn't need darkness. And thank you very much to a commenter. Let me just find their name, because that is really important in this case, because I thought I was going insane, and I'm not. I'm honestly not. This is actually legitimate. Okay, so vanilla doesn't need darkness, but agricraft, it seems, does need darkness. And because I'm exclusively playing modded, a lot of the time agricraft is included, which is why those don't normally grow. Anyway, I'm much happier that they do grow, and now I hate agricraft for making me think that I sort of needed darkness. So yeah, anyway. The other way of generating power, of course, is using bread power, which I'm not needing at the moment, considering we now have spruce going, but you could also do that from your farm. Anyway, back to blaze rods. So I went and made the blaze rods because I'm good, and I didn't want to have to watch you go and make you watch me assemble stuff, and then I can't remember where I put the blaze powder. Ah, there's the blaze powder. And this will be rather simple. So we got 5 going there. We just need, was it 7? I assume it's going to be 7. It's the same pattern. Anyway, let's take a look at the pattern. Yes, 7, and then some thallium. So is the thallium in here? Ti, yes it is. So that will do as well. So I'm going to upgrade all the way. Oops, all the way. Cobblestone gen and thallium. And there we go. Cobblestone generator tier 4. Can we actually make a tier 5? There is a tier 5. It's just emeralds. And can we construct emeralds? We can with vanadium, chromium, beryl. We're not there yet. No, definitely not. So we can just put that back there for now. It doesn't much matter because that is pretty much full, but you can see it's filling pretty rapidly right there. So yeah, that's filling much more rapidly than before. And I've just connected the top to the furnace. The furnace is generating stone from smooth stone, smooth stone from cobblestone, and that is being generated and being put into here. So I'm getting stuff like iron, which is what I was just using it for, as an alternative to the salt downstairs, which is being generated. It also produces iron, among other things. So we're getting various elements from both of them, and there's going to be other things that we actually get to. The other thing you can do is all the excess silicon dioxide that you've got, you can put it in here like this. And that will produce stone, And you can then take that, put it into your dissolver, and that will process. But when it processes, it will produce more silicon dioxide. And you'll see you get about half a stack or so for every stack of stone that you put in. And you can put that back in here, and whoops, and around you go. You get another stack of stone. For every stack of stone, you'll probably get something like 1.8 or so stacks worth, because each time it goes through, it halves. So, one stack to a half, half to a quarter, quarter to an eighth, etc. And down you go. So it's 1.8, 1.9, whatever it actually turns out to be, before it starts to, just not return enough to be worthwhile, and you'll just stack it up separately. So that's a way to forget iron, among other things. And you can see those other things in my inventory. Let me just throw away a bunch of this stuff. I've got an overflow chest at the moment that won't be here long. I have got the AE2 system, but because this requires a constant power draw and I don't have a constant power source yet, at least not one that doesn't require me to go and refill stuff, then I just have a little furnace generator here, and I can just throw in basically some wood anytime I want this to power up. I'll just throw in, let's throw in you, and this will come alive in a second. Yep, there we go. You can see there is, well, it will come alive once it starts generating enough power. There is other stuff in here, but nothing too important right now. Right now, I can just survive with chests until I've got a constant power source. So we'll take that, I guess, as a compacting drawer. Do I want a compacting drawer yet? Well, not with these. So compacting drawer would have to be for something else. I guess cobblestone, compressed cobblestone, possibly. The compressed cobblestone, one thing, the pack crashes if you put compressed cobble into one of these stations, and then so you can see it in the world. Don't know why, but that seems to be crashing things. You can you can log back in and pull them quickly out of the crafting station. It's fine before it crashes again, but just thought I'd mention that just so you don't have the problem. So now, next quest we need to get onto is getting grass, and that requires on this overworlding matter, but there is another way around it. Water, cellulose, and kaolinite. And remember, we made kaolinite last episode. And that is just aluminium oxide, silicon dioxide, and water. So again, we're pretty much dealing with aluminium, and we're going to get, sorry, if you're American, aluminum. Oh, it's spelt aluminum. Ah, Americans making mod packs. What are we going to do? So yeah, aluminium oxide is 2:3 ratio. So I guess we could just get those out of the way. Yeah, just let me just throw stone in here or something. Yeah. So aluminium. And oh no, I don't want to do. Oh, I hate it when it does this. It's really inconvenient that I have to press pause. That's the only inconvenient part, is I forget how to use this machine constantly. And it's aluminium in the top left slot, not the middle. There we go. So aluminium oxide, that should produce it. I can always get it back because I can take this back out. There you go. I can just put this into a furnace. I put the line of furnaces down because I just wanted to get everything going. Why is my inventory full again? 1 second. As I was saying before, nice clean inventory happened. Yeah, we can get it back straight through by grabbing the aluminium from there and then actually using it here. And we can even lock the recipe when I get this in the right place. Unlock, sorry. Yep, there we go. That's fine. And we can lock it if we wanted to for that. I'm not going to need to do that because it's fine enough as it is. In fact, I will generate more aluminium oxide. I'll just use up the rest of it because I don't think we have a current need for aluminium otherwise. So we may as well take that out, unlock the recipe, and pause it. So aluminium oxide is going to be there. Silicon dioxide I've got stacks of. And then we just need the final thing for kaolinite. And kaolinite is actually useful for other things, and that is water. So water is, as you might imagine, H210. And let's get that done. This should just work, hopefully. Put it in the right slots. H2O, are you in the right slots? You're probably not. Yes, you are. Just need to press resume. Okay, so we have everything we need for kaolinite. And wait for that to finish its way through a stack of few. And I can put, obviously, hoppers in here, and they will both feed in. And because they're both separate, we won't get any issues with the hopper jamming, which is why I've got this separate. Okay, so we got some water, and that's fine for now. Let's just pause, and 1, 2, 3, and lock the recipe. That is kaolinite, so we can press resume. and stop it. Okay, so we've got kaolinite, and that's everything we need for that. So the grass, kaolinite, cellulose, water. Cellulose, water, and kaolinite we've got. So let's unlock the recipe. So cellulose, kaolinite, and water. Was it that way around? Uses water first. Yeah. So resume. Okay, that should be enough for the quest. Yep, 4 green grass blocks, and then 4 fertilizer. Need some other things. Need some urea. Need some. Oh wow. Diammonium phosphate and potassium chloride. I'm almost sure we got potassium chloride. That should be straightforward. Diammonium phosphate is ammonium and phosphate and hydrogen. Ammonium, how are we going to get that? Well, nitrogen and hydrogen. Okay, so that's going to be simple. Let me just go through that crafting chain, and I'll do that off camera. It's straightforward. It's just the same, much of the same. Don't want to show that too much. And, oh, did another tree grow? It did grow. Can I just get rid of the entire tree from up here? I can. Oh, really? Really, tree? Okay, I'm nearly through. I just wanted to get the rest of this. We're going to use some rotten flesh to get the protein. There we go. We can use fish for it again as well. But if we get the protein, we should be able to basically pull that out and produce, well, carbon and hydrogen is what is fine. But what I actually want is the nitrogen out of here. And let me just put the nitrogen away in this one, along with H2, and resume. Yeah, there's our amide. It is amide. Good, that's everything I need. So that should make me, hopefully, I can put this in. Oh, I need to make one more thing. Urea, which is basically amide, carbon, and oxygen. Yeah, there we go. We don't have very much of it, but that is enough to get us for the quest, I would hope. And then we just want the diammonium phosphate. Fine. Potassium chloride and urea. So potassium chloride we get already lots of, and urea is enough to not produce any. Oh, I just need to resume it. Yep, so 16. That's enough for the quest. And more iron sharpening kits, which is just basically repair kits as far as I'm concerned. And then we need to head into dandelions, of course. Now, so that is just basically proof that you have put some grass down and use the bone meal substitute on it, which is what this fertilizer is. So fertilizer and grass, and we have to go and find a nice place to put some down. Yes, boring old grass near our farm. Fair enough, but we should be able to get daffodils. How many of those do we actually... daffodils? Dandelions. Oh, we just need 2 of them. Okay, I'm not sure if we're going to get seeds on this thing, or indeed animals spawning, but 2 of those will do fine, and that's going to get us that quest. That's one of the easier ones possible. And some more fertilizer, I guess. Yes, use the fertilizer and grass to get flowers. So, 3 more types of antimatter. All stuff that I really don't want to spend antimatter on creating. But yeah, because I'm getting fairly low on stock, we're going to have to make a mob farm. That is now possible, I think, with the drop of evil. I did get a commenter saying the same thing. So drop of evil in here is basically carbon, some sulfur, and some gunpowder. And we can make the gunpowder with potassium nitrate, sulfur, and carbon. And that is, in turn, potassium, nitrogen, and oxygen. So straightforward stuff that we can actually create to get a drop of evil. If you're going to create a drop of evil, though, be careful. It will start spawning stuff, and you may not want that exactly where you think. So yeah, we're going to have to consider some place for that. Anyway, we'll get on with the rest of the quests. We do polished granite. Let's create a stack of polished granite, dissolve it to obtain beryllium, which is required to make beryl. Remember we needed beryl earlier? Yeah. You'll need a lot more than just a stack. Oh, thanks. So to do that, we're just going to need silicon dioxide again. So fine. We can just get, let's say, 4 stacks, and then just do that first stack of polished for the quest. That just means silicon dioxide. So I can already get that, I suppose. Did I use it all? I may have used it all. Yeah, I've got some stone. I need to generate more. But I have enough for 1 stack here, and then we'll just make it like this. There we go. Granite. So that's going to be useful. And I'm just going to go and generate a few more resources and refuel a couple of things. And I'll be back in a second. So for the first quest, the granite, we'll get a couple of stacks of that to get sorted, and that will give us some more fertilizer and an iron furnace. Iron furnace, is that just going to be faster or is that double? I can't remember, but let's take a look. Iron furnace, if I just grab this for a second and just borrow you. If I put the iron furnace in its place. Okay, is this going to be just faster? Let's dump in some cobble, I guess. Are you not going to feed into the top? Oh, you are. Let's take a look. Just 4 outputs. Yeah. Not sure why that's going to be there. Anyway, so we need a 64 beryl from that, and we can get that from emeralds, I suppose, but nope. We want beryllium and aluminium, silicon, and oxygen. So beryllium is what we're going to be making, presumably. So let's take a look. Yeah, so polished granite has a 1/4 chance of getting us 1 beryllium. Right, so 1 stack will get us about 16. And we need 3. So this 1 stack will get us about 5 beryl. And we need a full stack. So I'm going to need about 13 stacks of granite. Polished granite or so. So yeah, I've got a lot more to go. But yeah, we can dump all that in. Let's get this back out and let's dump the polished stuff in there. And you can see it also happens to be generating iron. So I'm not too bothered about that. Let's just dump a bunch of this stuff in here. Let's put that up there as well. And just dump the rest in the chest. Okay, how about the yellow antimatter and the purple antimatter? So yellow is just sulfur. And I think I have enough sulfur. Yeah, I do for a full stack. In fact, I don't even need a full stack. I just need 8 for this. And then we want to just put white antimatter surrounding it. And we get a full stack of yellow antimatter. Good. And that will get us some loot crates, which I'll be happy about because it gets me a few of my white antimatter back. Yeah, bits and pieces that I don't care about yet. We'll see if any of them go in. There we go. Okay, and then purple antimatter. Now, purple antimatter needs iodine, and that needs to come from lead iodide, which is just yellow pigment, basically. And the yellow pigment we can get from dandelions. So as you can see, we get yellow pigment. And then separate that, and we'll get 28 lead iodide. And from that, we can get iodine, I assume. Is it just back through the same thing? Yeah, this will double it. We also get some lead as well, so that might be useful in future. If we want to do something like more leadstone flux duct, that would be very useful. And then the iodine, we can just surround with white antimatter. Yeah, that's good as exactly what we want. And a full stack of purple. Okay, so purple is got. We get some cooked bacon. Okay, we can make sandwiches with that as well. Some more loot crates we've already picked up the reward for. Why don't you have a tick and you two do? Anyway, next step is 32 vanadium, 64 chromium, and 64 beryl. So vanadium presumably is going to take the purple antimatter in here. Yep. So let's just put all of these back through the dissolver and let's see what we get out of them. So purple, just getting iodine back, some tungsten, and some vanadium. And then yellow antimatter, we'll get some scandium, some chromium, and some sulfur. Okay, looks like I'm going to need more of that though, doesn't it? Yes, it does. One trick here is that we can get rose red and get from the whole grass blocks again and dandelion yellow, turn them into orange dye. The orange dye is going to be helpful. We can deconstruct that twice, I think, to get what I'm looking for. So if I put this in here, I should be able to get potassium dichromate. And as we already said, we get chromium from that. So we can double this into chromium. So off it goes. And I need to empty this, obviously. And there it goes. So we're going to get 64 chromium, which is what we need for that quest, and lots of other stuff that I can't store anywhere because I just keep needing to make more of these, which is fine. We've got that going. So that's 2 of the quests. The third one is the painful one. It's the beryl, which needs lots of polished granite. So I don't think I have a way to shortcut that. I'd like one, but it looks like the only reasonable way, what's that block? Sarcophagus. We're not doing that. In a reasonable way, it seems to be, well, we can't really dissolve anything, so we just have to create it. Yeah, so that's the only way around it. And of course, The only punishing one, I mean, the oxygen, we need like 18 stacks to get one stack of beryl. But luckily enough, oxygen's plentiful enough. Aluminium, beryllium, that we're just waiting for those to come through from the granite. The aluminium gets generated, aluminium oxide, I think I remember rightly. And then we need 6 stacks of silicon as well. So that's again from silicon dioxide. So it's the same stuff, just waiting to come through. And some more tips here. If you go to the nether, you can get nether quartz, of course, which will convert into silicon dioxide rather easily. And we should be able to get enough of that to really sort of maximize our returns and everything else. I want to get some glowstone as well. We're going to use that for a mob farm at some point. But as you can see, lots and lots and lots of silicon dioxide. So we can lock that recipe in. And then what I will do is this empty? Let's just grab all of you out of here. Let's put those somewhere else. And let's get ourselves, let's just put all that away and get myself a hopper. Speedy hopper will do, at least for now. And then I'm just going to dump in all of that because the recipe is locked. Yeah, and that's going to continually generate granite, which of course we can use to generate beryllium. So let's grab all of you. Yep, that's still generating so much stuff. Yeah, I may need to revise the amount of nether quartz I put into that in the future, but that means I'm going to have to source barium somewhere. Let's just take what have we got lowest in here before I construct any more carbonate. Yeah, let's just put barium in there. That's fine, and that's going to be okay. So we can then just convert our granite as normal. And then feed the silicon dioxide into here. And that's going to produce more than enough for our beryllium, I think. So yeah, we've got 10 there. And obviously a lot more coming very shortly. And that should be everything we need for the beryl. So I'm just going to go and take this bag out again. And just dump all this stuff in here for now. And we should be able to unlock everything. Yeah, we'll unlock that. And then we're just going to feed in the beryl recipe and lock that in. And then we'll just grab that speedy hopper back out from this side. There we go. And get this side going. And then we're going to want a lot of oxygen. So I think we can just fill up the rest of this with oxygen. And that should, I think, work out perfectly. There we go. So I'm just going to leave that alone. I've got a bit of oxygen to put back. 445. This needs to just feed in. So let's just get one of each of those and we'll just manually start it off. There it goes. It's producing beryl and it should feed itself in. And again, I can just grab the oxygen just to speed it up. Even though there's a speedy hopper here, it still doesn't take things that quickly. So I may well just feed this in. In fact, yeah, I may just put this in manually. Anyway, we'll get the 64 beryl. And there we go. 64 beryl. Okay, and we can then take our 64 chromium, our 64 vanadium, and this clearly is wanting us to get emeralds because the next step is the cobblestone generator tier 5. So, yep, we will just look at uses, create that. So 1, 2, 3, and it's going to create us some emeralds. In fact, exactly 8 emeralds. Almost like we're going to need exactly 8 emeralds to upgrade this. It's going to be in another recipe in here, so let's just pause this. And unlock, and is this going to be what I think it is? Oh, that's just in a crafting grid. We don't need to use that anymore. It was for the previous tiers, but that's fine. 1, tier 5, cobblestone generator. Now, there are a few quests off here that are all optional, and I don't necessarily need 128 fertilizer or some potatoes or some melon or some cactus, at least not yet. But the next step is the deep dark portal, which is, it's doable. It is 729 blocks of triple compressed cobblestone. Now remember we got a compacting drawer. It was almost like something had planned for this. So if I just, we should have enough in there for quite some time. There's like 3,000 or something in there. So if I just put this here and I put this container on top, will you start generating at least double compressed? And if we want to make another one on top, that may well work. But are you double compressed? You are double compressed. Okay, so that is hopefully generating. Yep, it is. It's generating 3 blocks of double compressed. 4. So it's going to take a little while to make triple compressed, but we only need 9 blocks of triple compressed. So each one is obviously 9 double compressed. So 81 double compressed will make us a deep dark portal. Okay, so how far has it gone into now? 8. That's actually not going to take that long. Now, if you remember, I built this chamber and I said it didn't work because nothing spawns over here, but we do have the ability... Oh, well, let me just put some torches in here. I don't have any torches. Well, it's a good thing I brought some redstone lamps then, isn't it? Let's just knock a hole through the roof. Maybe around about there. Hopefully you can all see that now. Yeah, okay, so we've got a bunch of stuff to get done. First of all, let's just get our soul sand back. There we go, and get that out of the way. So we've got 3 tall chamber, that'll do. If I want, I guess I can remove the floor and keep it 3 tall for Enderman. Not decided. And this is light grey antimatter. I would like some kind of magnet if I'm going to pull this back up. Magnet. I guess I'm not getting one. Oh, no, wait, just a stone magnet. Okay. Range 2 blocks. Yeah, it's not great, is it? Iron magnet, I suppose. 10 blocks. That's better. Of course, we can't use ore excavation. Otherwise, at 1, if it did work, I would just remove my floor. 2, it shouldn't work with antimatter. So yeah, that is a bit safe. So yeah, I guess I could bake that. I've got enough iron as a matter of course. But yeah, what I'm going to actually do in here, I can never remember how tall we need this for these redstone lamps not to destroy cursed earth. I thought cursed earth gets basically gets problematic if it gets too much light. So if I just get some stone and let's go up the outside. Let's put the thing there. So up here, that happened to be where I put a torch down. That's not going to be an issue. So if I put a couple of levers down up here, one there and turn it on, one there and turn it on, then we then have basically a chamber which we can turn the lights on to be safe-ish, and it's roughly in the middle of each of these areas with some room at the back. I've got to be careful here then that I don't want to cause any kind of damage, but I do need to be able to deactivate this chamber to be able to get in to do maintenance. So I'm clearly going to need more redstone lamps. They are just some glowstone like this, and you can just wrap them with redstone to make the redstone lamps, and then we can use them on the roof to basically make sure that the chamber is safe when I want to go in there. Anyway, I am not going to worry about it then. This, we can always get a bit more antimatter once the farm is going. So the safer way to get started is to start with something small. 3x3, 5x5, something along those kind of lines, and we'll expand it later. And given that this area is got the unsafe area around it, then I think what we can probably do is just set things up. I'm going to need to go and craft some dirt, and that dirt is, you can see how, right down there, I think that's bedrock at the bottom. That's how close I am to bedrock on the tower. So yeah, I need to go and craft some dirt, and then we're going to go and craft the drop of evil and get a nice quest started. This is now 4x4 kind of area. It's sort of, the whole problem with this tower is its even number of blocks. Please, if you're making a mod pack, make them odd numbers of blocks so we can get like a 1 center block. Just a thought. So this way I end up with 2 wide things and things that are even numbers. Anyway, so I'll need to go and get some more stuff constructed. Now, for our mob farm, we need to be able to kill things automatically, and the only option I can afford here is the iron spikes. The diamond spikes would take far too long for today, so I'm just going to put an iron spike down. And we get 4 of them. Not that I'm going to need 4, but there's no recipe for less than 4, so we may as well make iron spikes and see if they drop the loot chest. If they don't, we'll have to go up to diamond spikes, but I'd rather spend iron than diamond, even though they're both pretty valuable at this stage. So we're ready to go and drop down there, I think, for roughly the farm. We're going to need a vacuum chest at some point. I can't afford that yet. I don't have any ender pearls. There is another way around by using thermal expansion stuff. Again, I haven't got thermal expansion yet. The thermal expansion quests are coming up because they're in part chapter 3, I imagine. We need to make gears and all kinds of other stuff for those, but I'm okay for right now. So I made the chamber smaller just by putting this sort of curtain wall in around here, and even though this shouldn't cause any spawns anyway because, you know, they don't spawn in the overworld mobs, then I just want to light everything up just because I really am that safety conscious. So, yeah, just in case there's any change to the overworld that stops this from occurring. Okay, so in here, I never really sure whether the iron spikes, whether they need to be sticking into the chamber or just, you know, one for the back, like there. I'm hoping the one for the back, because that would be nice. Well, that's the case or not, we'll see very shortly, I guess. And I'm just going to put in some cobblestone, and I may as well just use up... in fact, let me just put another spike there. And, yeah, put another spike there. So hopefully that will count. If not, we'll have to figure it out. So in this corner then, I should be able to see mobs as and when they spawn. And they'll come towards me, and hopefully I will be broadly able to just kill them. There is obviously the automatic part. I don't have to actually do anything here. Well, can I actually get through there? That'd be interesting to test. It could be a lethal test if I don't do this right, but the lights are on above. I don't have any remote way to turn the lights off, mind you. So yeah, I may need to retreat out of here if that doesn't work. However, yeah, it's worthwhile giving it a try. And I guess, yeah, we'll see. All right, so now I just need the drop of evil just to turn that earth into cursed earth. So why don't we just go and get that crafted? I need gunpowder for that, so drop of evil, drop of evil. I need sulfur, carbon. So carbon's obviously easy. Sulfur I think I've got enough of. Gunpowder, we need... potassium nitrate, we need sulfur and carbon, so obviously those two are just fine. Potassium nitrate is the thing that is going to need potassium, nitrogen and oxygen, so that will be fine, 1:1:3 ratio. Let me go and craft that. And there's our gunpowder, adding a bit more sulfur. What do we actually need for that final one? Just a bit more carbon, I think. Let's just put some more carbon in there. Yeah, that's enough for 8 gunpowder. And then that needs to be surrounded just with 4 lots of sulfur and 4 lots of carbon. Carbon will be easy. That's enough. And the sulfur, I'm not sure I'm actually holding stocks of it. Maybe. Maybe I have enough. Let's see. Is that just a crafting grid or is it chemical combiner? It's a combiner. Okay. So let's just see what we've got in here. Do I have enough? I need half a stack of sulfur from somewhere. Sulfur, what can we get dissolve that from? Probably lots of stuff. Well, certainly netherrack. That gets me sulfur 10%. More 20% if I go through nether brick. Or nether brick that way. Anything else that's nice? Well, gunpowder, we're not going that way. Magma blocks, I'd rather keep for something else, but we do get them at 20%. And anything else, just sulfur ore. Well, I might have a few spare blaze powder. What do I have in stock? Netherrack. We're just going to go with that, I guess, or just put them through. Well, we get double the chance. I'll just put them through a furnace, and let me just dump this through a few furnaces just to get the speed up a little bit here. So let's grab half of you, half of you. This won't take very long, and I'll see you down there for activation and hopefully not horrible death of Greatester. Okay, so let's turn off our lights. So chamber is now basically going to be armed. And then you can see in there, it is dark. So let's just use our drop of evil and let's hope this works. Oh, there it goes. So it converts all of that across and we're seeing this. Oh no. Oh no, 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 no. Oh dear. Okay, so clearly we can't let them see me. Okay, yeah, let's turn on the lights again. So, creepers, honestly. All right, I need to reconstruct this chamber. Thankfully, I still have a couple of those iron spikes left. So, yeah, we can't really deal with creepers. At least not without me being away from them, which means I'm going to need vector plates. I was going to be able to be a lure, but not so much. We want vector plates, so they are going to need some stuff. They're going to need some iron. So I'm going to have to leave them till next episode. But the concept works. I just need to refine that a little bit to be a little bit safe. Didn't lose my lamps, so that's good. I'll just reconstruct things for the start of next episode. Obviously, if you want to suggest any improvements to this, feel free to. Like, well, I guess you could put water in to stop creeper explosions or turn on configs for no explosions, but nah, that wouldn't be fair, would it? We want to be able to have explosions, I guess, and defend against them. So yeah, I've got stuff to do, and we'll see you next episode. So hopefully you enjoyed, and we got quite a little bit of stuff done. we'll complete that next episode, and we'll see you then, hopefully. As always, if you liked the episode, feel free to give it a like down below, subscribe, share if you haven't already, click on the bell if you want notifications of more episodes like these, and of course all the likes do help out the channel to get a little bit more prominent and a few more viewers. So thanks a lot for watching, and we'll see you next time for some more antimatter chemistry.